Alright, so with the ear model, we'll start with the external auditory canal. Okay, so the external auditory canal is where it has external auditory meatus here. It's this one right here. Basically all of the space lateral to the tympanic membrane, which is actually the next idea. There we go. So tympanic membrane, this guy right here. And then we're going to move into the inner ear. So I'm actually going to go down to this view. Just to reorient you. Here is our external auditory canal and our tympanic membrane. Just these three bones, the ossicles, those three bones, that portion only, that is the middle ear, okay? So all of the space that these take up, that's the middle ear. And again, the general name for these bones are ossicles, okay? Specifically, this one is the malleus, this one's the incus, comes all the way down here, this is the stapes. So be familiar with the name ossicles and middle ear because they could come up, but I would say like focus on knowing these by name, okay? And just knowing in general that they're all called ossicles. Alright, so the inner ear is this structure here. So literally like the next page I said is inner ear model. This entire thing, this is the inner ear, okay? So the nerve isn't technically included in the inner ear section. So this structure here is actually composed of three different parts. The one all the way over here, that's our cochlea. These U-shaped structures on the lateral portion, there's three of them. Those are called semicircular canals. And then the area in between them is the vestibule. So it's kind of like two bumps. There's a lower bump closer to the cochlea and a higher bump closer to these semicircular canals. It's not as well defined on these models, but you'll be able to tell in the inner ear model where I'm talking about, okay? But just know that basically this big round structure here that the semicircular canals connect to, that's the vestibule. Alright, so within the semicircular canals, since there are three of them, you of course need to know the difference between them. There's an anterior, posterior, and lateral, okay? So here's kind of the way that I keep them straight. Anterior stands up straight like an A, so it kind of looks like an A. The posterior one in the back kind of looks like the top part of a P without the actual like portion coming down. That's probably show you on this model. It kind of looks like a P, right? Posterior. If you were to draw a line down, that's posterior. And then lateral is just the one that lays flat going laterally. So it's this guy that lays flat in the model. Just remember, A for anterior, P for posterior, and the lateral lays flat. Alright, get the vestibule. Alright, so next we have the vestibulocochlear nerve. This is a nerve that we needed to know in the brain as well, but you have to know the other end of it also. So here we have the vestibulocochlear nerve. The arrow here is just pointing to this one, but it's actually this nerve and this one, so this entire nerve bundle. This individual branch that you see going to the cochlea, that's the cochlear branch. This one right next to it, going closer to the vestibule, that's the vestibular branch. Okay, so specifically, this is the cochlear, and this is the vestibular branch. Kind of just how to decipher whether we're asking for like branch or the entire nerve. If we sticker just one, we're asking for the specific one. Okay, so if there's just a sticker here and we ask for the structure, we're asking for the cochlear nerve or cochlear branch. Same with the vestibular one if we just put a sticker on the vestibular branch. If we're asking for the vestibular cochlear nerve, we'll sticker both. Okay, it's kind of the easiest way to decipher that. Okay, and the last thing you need to know for this is the auditory tube. Right here, also called the eustachian tube. So it's kind of the opposite end of the auditory canal. So here we have the external auditory canal. If you see, they're just separated by membrane. And then you go all the way down to here, right? That's why if you guys have been sick lately, your ears get all stuffed up too. It's because it's all connected. This actually drains right into the back of your throat, kind of by your nose. And when we cover the respiratory system, we're actually gonna learn the hole that this like pops out into. It's also called the, actually we just call it the auditory tube then, but you'll see where this kind of dead ends into. Okay, any questions before we move into the last model? Great. So now we'll talk about the